Hello humankind, how are you doing? Steve Appleyard here. I'm just wanting to read out. I hope you're alright, I hope you're going alright on your journeys. A little bit tired today. This first piece is called The White Man. It's only short, and it's more a statement than anything. When the white man holds the illusion that he rules the earth, he is finished. That's it. This is the calling. The vision is the calling to the mother in time of need. Take your place at the forefront and spread the word and do the deed. We are counting down to 0 when the circle shall fulfill, and spread the light to all the corners when Mother Earth regains her will. All be ready for the upheaval when the nations are on the move, to rid the world of the darkness, to gain the sight, to tongue the groove. The vision is the calling to the mother in time of need. Take your place at the forefront and spread the word and do the deed. What's it all about, mate? What's it all about? What's it mean then? Oh, I don't know, do I? What's all that about? Who knows? I just write it, it comes through. I have an affinity with the Native American Indians, don't ask. Goes back to a previous life, I don't doubt. I understand that it's only somebody's opinion somewhere along the lines, but we've actually been everybody. We've lived, we've experienced all of it. Over thousands of lives, not many lives, you know. Allegedly. I don't know. Can't prove out, can I? So, it's just, what am I doing? I've got this channel, and I do a little bit of reading of stuff that I've written, and then sit and have a little chit chat with you for however long, 10 minutes or so. You know. But it's life, and it's life's journey. And, you know, if you're watching this, thank you. Thank you very much. I love that you're watching it, actually. Yeah. It's not bad, is it? It's not bad when we can sit down and just have a chit-chat. We don't just have a little... We should have a little chit-chat, shall we? Get some air in my lungs. Yeah. So, what is it all about? Experience. It's all about experience, isn't it? Yeah. I went to, I'd never had one of these experiences before, and I thought, I want one of these experiences. So a lad who I was working with at the time, many years ago, I was talking to him, and he mentioned about magic mushrooms, or shrooms as they're known as. Shrooms. So I said, I've never done them. I said, but I'm off up camping up to Dalby Forest. I said, so, you know, I won't mind taking some, really. So I said, well, it just so happens. It just so happens, you know, out of top pocket. It didn't. But but he had some. So he said, have you ever taken them before? I said, no, I haven't. I haven't, and I don't know what I'm doing. He says to me, he says, well, what's your plans? I said, well, I plan on living while I'm about 147, really. He said, dickhead. He said, what are your plans? What are you planning on doing? So I said, well, I'm going up to Dalby Forest, and I'm going to take just a normal tent for me base camp, and then I'm going to go and get a pop-up tent, and I'm going to go into the forest. I'm going to set up all by my lonesome, and I'm going to have a go. I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go with these magic mushrooms. So he says to me, well, if you've not had them before, he says, what I'd do is take a quarter, did he say quarter? Take a quarter of them. He says, and then, you know, next day, he says, they'll still be in your system. He says, well, take, you know, other 3/4, take the remainder. I said, okay. So I headed off and I set up my base camp and I got there and, you know, I didn't take any water, which were very foolish of me, I know. I know now. I took beer. Can you believe it or not? I was drinking then. I don't drink now. I don't drink now at all. And I can't because my body refuses to have it. It gives me horrific stomach cramps. So that to me says, don't do it, son. So guess what? Some don't do it. Anyway, so I went up to, and I set my base camp up, and off I totaled with me. I'd been into Scarborough and bought a 20 quid, one-man pop-up tent for 20 quid, I think it was. So all I'd got were a roll mat, you know, one of these exercise mats. And I'd got my tobacco, because I was smoking then. Don't smoke anymore now. Struggle with breathing now. I've just had coronavirus. I was just getting over coronavirus, you see. So, and I'm really struggling with my breathing. But that's like one of the effects of it, isn't it? So anyway. So off I totaled with me one-man tent, my roll, my beers, and my tobacco. And so I set up, and the farmer, whose farm I stayed with, to me, he said, if you go in there, he says, be careful. He says, because there are poachers about. He said, and, you know, these are not nice fellas. Oh, I thought, well, thanks for that. So anyway, I went in, and I set up, and I set my tent up, and I thought, well, this route, you know, there's a bit of a line I could see, a bit of a track to where I was. So I just got a load of, you know, fallen twigs and stuff like that, and I just built like a bit of a barricade across this where I walked in. And I've just got everything set up, just got it all set up, and I heard this thump, 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 and I turned round. I thought, the bloody hell! I turned round, but I was chilled out. I just turned. I didn't think, what the bloody hell at all. I thought, I just turned round and looked. And it was a badger. What a big badger. It was solid. It was a big one. And it was just looking at me. And I just went, hello, badger. Excuse me. And it went, hello, Steve. It didn't. And it went, and it just sort of stood there looking at me. And I went, hello, Mr. Badger. And it literally did go like that. And I just looked at it, you know, and it turned round and thumped off. Thump, 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 back the way it came. Now, somewhere at that time, I read somewhere that the badger was a guardian of medicine or something. I saw that somewhere. I read it somewhere. That's why it stuck with me. So, but like I say, that's what I read. I read that, and that's why it stuck with me. Well, I got in my tent, and you know, and then I set about these. I didn't do a quarter of them. I ate them all. Oh, bloody hell. Well, for 6 hours it were all right. I tripped for about 10 or 12 hours. Christ, it were a long trip, with that. And it were all right until I'd actually had to go out for a pee. How I got out, I don't know, of the tent. But when I got back in, oh, it were awful. there were a daddy long legs, and it were going like this. And I was petrified. I was absolutely petrified. And I was like, you know, crawling up. I was crawling up and this daddy long legs, and it was just going like that. And I was shitting myself. Anyway, I thought, if I use my tobacco tin, I can put it in the tobacco tin and put it outside without hurting it. I decapitated it. I went on such a downer, but that downer lasted for about 5 or 6 hours. It was awful, absolutely awful. So I'd like experienced the good first and then the bad after. You know what I mean? I'd never done that before. I thought I'd give it a go. Just give it a go, you know, see what it would. I was meant to give it a go, you know. So I did. And then, but having the drinks as well, I didn't want beer. I wanted water, but I didn't take it. That was hindsight. That hindsight's a beautiful thing, isn't it? So I ended up being thirsty like you won't believe. Having a trip from hell after about 4 or 5 hours of good, then I had about 6 hours of bad. And, but the forest were alive. It were a war out there that were going off. There were there were an owl in the tree just near me. An owl. But there were lots going off out there, and it really did sound like there were a war going off out there. It was crazy, really. It sounded like there were a battle going off. Anyway, so I woke, you know, when I sort of finally come round, oh my goodness, my tongue was swollen up. I was so thirsty, it hadn't. But my tongue had swollen. No, it hadn't swollen at all. I was so dry, it felt like it swollen, but it hadn't. And I just couldn't wait to get back because I'd got water back at my base camp. So, anyway. And it was an experience. I won't say it was a good experience. I won't say it was a bad experience. It was an experience. And I don't condone taking, you know, any mind-altering psychedelic drugs or anything like that. But it was something that I'd not done. So I wanted to do it. And I experienced it. And that was enough. I experienced that. That was enough. For then. No, I don't condone it. I don't condone, you know, I've never been big into anything like that at all. But it was an experience. It was. And then, while I was up there, I did some writing. While I was there, I did some writing, so I logged, you know, my experiences. And I sat on a tree that had been felled, that were in a farmer's field. And as I stood on the tree, or sat on the tree, my shadow, the sun was behind, and the shadow was cast on the floor. So I sketched it. I'm not the best of drawing, you know, artist at all, not like that. So it's just like me doing my pen and paper sketch thing. And that were a good experience. And I had, for knocking the tent pegs in, I had my little knife, you know, my folding pen knife type thing. And I just use it to knock the pegs in as well. And so I had that, and I used it. There were a piece of wood, a piece of wood on the floor, and I chopped the end off, you know, a length of tree that was on the floor, and I made a staff out of it, you know, while I were there, and I've, you know, wound string around the, you know, the top of it, and managed to get some feathers and put some feathers in it, and yeah. It was a good experience. It was a good experience, you know. Especially with the badger. That was a good experience. It wouldn't have been if it had come and set about me. Oh dear. But yeah, it was a good experience. I enjoyed that. It's lovely It's lovely up there. I've not been for a few years. Actually, I tell you, when I was there, when there was the volcano that erupted and all the flights had to be cancelled over Britain because of the ash cloud that had come over from, one of the, I can't remember, where was it? Norway, Finland, I don't know, that neck of woods, it was one of them over there. And then this volcano had erupted, hadn't it? And I was actually at Dalby Forest. The solitude was amazing. To be outside, the silence was deafening. The silence was deafening. All I could hear, there were no planes whatsoever. They'd all been grounded. And that was a beautiful thing. To hear nothing but the birds, or the odd tweet of the birds, or the bleating of the lambs, or it's wonderful. We really should, and we really should make the most of these lockdowns that we're having, where you can go out and get your exercise. We really should go into nature, because Mother Earth will give you all the energy that you need to cleanse your energy. I'm going to tell you one more story, actually. And it was a time when I went with a then partner to, I can't remember the name of the falls. It was up in North Yorkshire, I think. Some waterfalls, So we pulled up and we went, and I'm sat there, and I like to do a little bit of a give thanks, give thanks to the Creator, to the energy, whatever it is. So I'm sat there and just doing my thing I've got my crystals, and I'm just soaking up this wonderful energy from this waterfall. And when I'd finished, my body felt as light as a feather. I'd been sat in sunshine. I felt so rejuvenated. It was lovely. We're energy, aren't we? And we can pick up energy off of other people. We can pick up and soak up energy from anywhere, can't we? So we need to look after ourselves and cleanse our energies sometimes. And there's ways and means of doing it, meditations and a bath. Have a good soak in a bath or a shower, get that water running over you. How many times do you say, I feel better after that? After you've had a shower or after you've had a bath? You do, don't you? Soaks away those energies. So it's all a learning curve. It's all learning. Learning. But in doing the meditation, we're not doing anything that wasn't done thousands of years ago. Not doing anything new there. It's just we've forgotten how to be. We've forgotten how to live. We've been moulded, and we're now in this age with all this technology, and we've been brainwashed. We've been brainwashed, and it's time to break free from that. It really is. We've been absolutely brainwashed. Yeah. Anyway, and at that waterfall, it was so funny, because there was only us two there, and you weren't supposed to go over the barrier. There's only a little barrier, so we just nipped over this little barrier. I didn't say barrier, it's just a little fence, one of those tiny ones that's about 2 foot tall, if that. And so we just nipped over and sat under, because there was a big overhang, where the water was coming over. And the power was just wonderful. It was lovely. It was so refreshing. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And the noise, all that continuous flow of water. That was fabulous. So we do a bit of a meditation while we're there, and I'm there, and I start singing. Sometimes when I go into a meditation, I start, hey, I start singing, you know. When I opened my eyes, imagine how surprised I was when there were about 40 Japanese tourists with the cameras. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Another experience. Great experience. Oh, it was so funny. All clicking away, taking a, you know, about 40 of them. There was no one there when we started. It was so funny. Yeah. But another experience. Another good experience. And that's what life's about. We should be enjoying our lives. We should be. And we shouldn't be judged by how we live our lives. You know, I know sometimes we can make poor decisions, you know, and have done in the past. And people have been hurt in the past because of those decisions. But we've only done what we thought were right at the time, you know. We've only done we've only done what we had to do through our moulding, you know. There's a saying, when living amongst wolves, you have to become one, and I've witnessed that, you know. And I won't say unfortunately, because it was a very great experience in as much as learning and, you know, knowledge, learning how to survive in those circumstances. Yes. So, anyway, do not go on, mate. All right. Anyway, look, thank you for listening. If you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below. If you would like to make a donation, please make a donation. That'd be lovely. It'd be well appreciated. If you would like to give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to give us a thumbs down, then give us a thumbs down. It's all right. It's okay. It's all good. How can that not be good? It can be good. Of course it can. It means someone's watched. Might not have agreed with it. They might not have enjoyed it. But it means someone's watched. Anyway. And who knows what might happen further down the line. Something might happen in their life and they might think, well, actually, that fella, that nutter, not so. I'm not a nutter, just living my truth. We all should live our truth. All of us. Thank you very much for watching, and check the links out below. You know, I'm sure there'll be something there that will resonate with you. And until next time, bye for now. Thank you.